So just for you to know. Okay, perfect. Now, Selay, you can start with the questions. Okay, please scan this QR and you will see the questions on your screen. Well, I assume that you are ready. Well, I'm going to wait one more minute. Okay, so you will see that the first question is, what percentage of food packaging is estimated to be recycled globally? Please choose one percentage. Okay, I'm seeing that you are voting. Okay, as I see, most of you have chosen the 10%, but that's not the correct answer. It's 30%. This is to, as you may know, poor design or unsuitable materials can cause food to spoil or deteriorate prematurely. So really, really interesting. Let's move to the next question. Okay. Which of these materials is most commonly used for food packaging? Come on, don't be afraid. It's just a question. Okay. The correct answer is plastic. As you know, plastic is the most widely used materials due to its versatility, lightweight, and ability to preserve product freshness, and is also one of the most controversial. Let's move to the third question. Okay, what percentage of consumers consider packaging when making purchasing decisions? Let's see. Okay. Okay, nice. You have selected, most of you have selected the corrected one, is 20%. Only 20% of food packaging is recycled globally. This highlights the need to improve recycle infrastructures and educate consumers about the importance of recycling. Okay, and now we move to the last question. Which of these is an example of sustainable food packaging? Okay, the answer is all of the above. You were right. And the additional comments to this is that they are designed to interact with the contents and enhance food preservation. So I hope that with these questions, we have done a short introduction and break the ice for the next presentations. So the first speaker will be from CSIC. So Carol, I don't know if you are ready to share the presentation.
I'm ready, yes. Good morning, everybody.
Okay, perfect. You can start. The floor is yours.
Yes, I will put also my time. Okay, so good morning. My name is Carol López de Castillo, and I'm a researcher in the packaging group in the Institute of Agrochemistry and Food Technology in Valencia from the CSIC. I would like also to thank all the ATFood team for giving me the chance to present and to participate in this e-breakfast. And I would like to show briefly how the CSIC and also my group, the food packaging, how we are focusing on progressing toward the sustainability impact. The CSIC is the Spanish National Research Council, and is a government agency for scientific and technological multidisciplinary research with the purpose of contributing to the progress of knowledge and economic, social, and cultural development. It's the first largest public research in Spain, the third in Europe, and the seventh in the world. As you can see, it's composed of around 120 research institutes all over Spain. And what is most important is the third European research organization in funding from Horizon 2020. The research done by CSIC covers the three global areas that are life, material, and social sciences. Specifically in the area that we are covering in today's e-breakfast, CSIC has created SUSPLAST, that is an interdisciplinary platform for sustainable plastics towards a circular economy. As yet, other 19 research centers are part of SUSPLAST, and with around 40 research groups that contribute with their respective specialities with the objectives of making progress in areas such as recycling, the development of new sustainable polymers, the analysis of the health and environmental effects of plastic pollution, and regulation and certification of plastics with a lower environmental impact. In this platform, the research has been organized in four main thematic areas that are biotechnological approaches, chemical approaches, health and environment, and regulation and certification. To progress in these four thematic areas, also 4 pilot plans has been created in order to progress and upscale this research. We have a pilot plan for the production of bioplastics through microbial processes, one for the synthesis and processing of sustainable plastic, also for the design of enzyme biocatalysts for the synthesis and recycling of plastics, and one for packaging, composting, and biodegradability certification unit. In the website of SUSPLAST, you will find information about the groups that are part of each thematic area and also their lines of research, and also the facilities you can find in these pilot plans. In this fourth pilot plan, the Packaging, Composting, and Biodegradability Certification Unit, this is located in Valencia, and the Food Packaging Group is responsible for its activities. It's composed by 2 main subunits, that is MATPRO, that is responsible for the development, processing, and characterization of materials, and MATBio, responsible for the compostability and biodegradability assays. Because we are the food packaging group, we have a huge, broad experience on the study of the interactions of the system, food, package, and environment, and we carry also this very important shelf life studies of the food package with different prototypes. As I told you, in the website you can see each thematic area composed of all the research groups, and also you can click in each group, and as here you have ours, and you will see all the research line. Now I would like to present a little bit my group, and with briefly 2 projects we are working on. But we work on several research lines, like the valorization also of biomass sources for development of biodegradable materials, development of active and smart materials, encapsulation, micro and nano encapsulation to protect bioactive compounds, also for functional foods, and the use of advanced techniques to understand this interaction between the structure and properties of polymers. So the first project I would like to present is called Recycle PLA App, where we are studying the effect of the mechanical recycling of PLA water bottles from this Spanish company, Cabreiroa, the effect of the recycling on their technological properties. Why? Because it's like analyzing the effect of recycling in the properties of polymers is very important and of great interest for the industry, because the European legislation and also the European strategy of plastics, they are setting several targets that needs to be accomplished in the coming years, no? And there are two very important related to recycling, that is increasing the recycling rates, but also the incorporation of recycled materials. So in this case, although the PLA, the polylactic acid, is a compostable polymer, it's also interesting to study the recyclability, no? Because it helps to extend the life of this material, helps the biopolymer market financially, and also reduces the consumption of renewable resources for the synthesis of new monomers. So in order to confirm the recyclability of PLA and also to find other end-of-life alternatives than composting, is necessary to answer the question, how will affect the recycling to this plastic? So it's important to study because it's well known that during the processes of recycling, that several nodes from the recovery to sorting, washing, shredding, and processing, and also during the second or third reprocessing cycle, polymers get degraded. As you can see in the figure, also is dependent of the type of the polymer. In the case of polyethylene, you can see as the reprocessing increases, it occurs some cross-linking reactions, while the polypropylene, and also the case of the biopolymer PLA, there is a shortening of the chains because they get escission, no? A chain escission. So in this project, we have optimized we have set up two simulations of recycling, no? Both the primary recycling that simulates the industrial recycle, and the secondary recycling simulating all the processes as it occurs in a common recycling process to obtain the post-consumer plastic. The second project I wanted to show is based in the concept of active packaging. This is a technology where the packaging interacts with the food by releasing active substance in order to extend food shelf life. So in this case, in the Boleco Envase project, the objective was to develop an eco-friendly, sustainable antimicrobial bag for minimally processed salad packaging. The prototype design is composed of a bag with a bilayer. One of the layers is a biopolymer that includes an antimicrobial agent that will extend the shelf life of these products. It's a compostable packaging with the appropriate barrier for this kind of food, but also with an antimicrobial effect that both will reduce the biological alterations of this project and maintain the quality and safety of fresh cut salads. At the moment, we are in the final stage of this project, and where we are doing a semi-industrial scale app with the collaboration of ITENE and the company Prima Flor. Well, I wanted to show two of our most, some very applied projects, but we do, as you saw, several other developments. And that's all. Thank you all for your attention. And if you're interested in collaborative projects, or you need advice or support in any development or characterization, please contact to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Carol. Really interesting presentation. Now let's move to the second speaker, Jan. Okay, perfect. Ready to go.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, perfect.
Yes, okay, perfect. So I'm Jean-Michel Thomas from Celabor in the materials departments. And so today I will talk about our activity in sustainable packaging. So in Celabor. So first, I would like also to thank the EIT Food members to give us the floor to talk about our activities. And so here, just to start a short introduction about Celabor. So Celabor is an SME, but we are mainly a research center, and we are located in Belgium, in the French-speaking part of Belgium. And we are divided in 4 departments: food departments, material departments, and extraction departments, and finally an environment departments. But today I will mainly talk about our activities in the materials departments, because one of our specialties is the food packaging developments and analysis, because all these departments are divided in 2 main activities: is the analytical tools to help the industry to characterize their products, and some activities in research and developments. And so I will talk mainly about our activity in food packaging, but it's important to know that we have also a department in food that is specialized in food characterization, because it's one of our strengths, is that in the same research center, we have the expertise in food packaging and food to characterize the food quality through times. And so we are perfect partners to help the food companies to select the most adequate food packaging to preserve their foods, because we can follow the characteristic of the food through times and to see if they keep the right properties to the time that is needed to be preserved. And so here first I will talk about our activities as analytical partners in the food packaging. So here, as you may know, food packaging we can divide the functions of the food packaging into 7 different kinds of functions. So they need first to preserve the food quality by protecting from the environmental, so mainly from oxygens, water vapor, or UV. It should avoid biological risks, so it should avoid the proliferations of bacteria. It should also avoid any chemical contamination, so any transfer of chemical into the package, into the food. It should also preserve the mechanical properties, also also allows the marketing and communications, and have answer to the economical and technical requirements. And also the packaging should also have the lowest environmental impact. And as you can see in Celabor, we have the analytical tool to help the industry to characterize and to check that the food packaging answer to all these functions that is needed to preserve their specific food. So for instance, we have measurements of barrier properties of the packaging. We can make a microbiological analysis. We can make food contact and migration test. We can have analytical tools to make mechanical properties. And also one important thing is that we can help to check the sustainability of their packaging by measuring the recyclability, the compostability, and we can also make LCA analysis. And one of our main expertise is about the recyclability of the paper-based packaging, because as you may know, there's new paper-based packaging that are developed with specific functions like barrier coating or coating to avoid chemical migrations. And all this new packaging with these specific coatings can be problematic with recyclability. So we are able to check if these new developed packaging are still recyclable, because you are part of Forever Green, and we can perform the harmonized methods of testing the recyclability of the paper-based packaging. So as you can see, we can be a good partners to help the food companies to select this the most appropriate food packaging for their product, thanks to also our expertise in food characterization, as mentioned before. So here are our activities in analytical partners for the selection of food packaging. And so now I will also talk about our activities in research and developments. And here, our main activity is to develop from food waste products to extract some valuable molecules. It could be natural polymers or small molecules with specific properties, and to use these extracted products to develop specific materials for different applications, and mainly in food application and in packaging applications. We can directly use these natural polymers to these applications, or we can make some modifications to have the specific properties for the application that is targeted. And in packaging application, one of our main activities as research and development partners is to develop specific coating on paper-based products, so either in a batch process or in continuous process, to have coatings in this paper, in sheets or in bags, to have to bring the properties that is needed for the packaging, for instance, barrier properties or oil resistance coating, or proper coatings for protection against UV. So our main activity is on the coating on paper-based products, but we are also making coating on plastic, compostable plastics, to improve the barrier properties of this specific packaging. So here are our contact information. So I'm Jean-Michel Thomasin, so I'm from the materials departments, but we have also here the contact person for the extraction departments, and also, most importantly, the contact person, Pauline, from the food departments, because we have also activities in the food developments. And here, just to continue the presentations, here are just some examples of the project that we are working on. We have much more projects, but here are the projects really for the packaging developments. So here we have, for example, a project on the development of oxygen barrier coating for fiber-based packaging. Here, another project is also for the development of oxygen barrier coating, but is on plastic films, or on biopolyesters based films. And here's another project. Here is to the development of bio-based packaging based on polyester produced from microalgae. So also byproducts or waste of other kinds of developments. So here, if you are interested in the results of this project, don't hesitate to contact me. And I don't know if I still have some time, but here, just to remind that our role in EIT Food. So we have some role in this packaging as partner of the packaging selection of more sustainable packaging, but we have also activities in food developments, so improvement of the nutritional quality of food, diversification of using plant proteins as source for food products, And here also are different kind of objectives in EIT food. So here are the main our main activity that I wanted to present here today. So I hope that I'm in time. And so I'm open for discussion later on in this session.
Thank you very much for the presentation. You were just perfect in time. Yeah. Now we move to Zero Impact, to our startup. Irene, are you ready?
Yes, I am. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Very pleased to be here. I think that the colleague, well, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let me share the screen.
Well, I would like to let you know that Zero Impact is one of the startups that currently are in the accelerator in Bilbao Hub. So Irene, we can see the presentation, so the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much also for the great beginning, I would say, of this call. I really enjoyed the question. And I thought that, I think it's a very interactive way to start. And maybe I will do a couple of consideration of also the answers that I gave, because I made a mistake. So very nice to meet you. Thank you for being here and thank you for having me. My name is Irene Simone and I am the CEO and co-founder of Zero Impact. So who is Zero Impact? We are an Italian innovative startup. And so our goal, our vision is to get rid of single-use packaging waste within the food sector. So our mission is to change the paradigm of packaging by transforming it from a consumable product, so something that you buy, you use, and then you throw away, no matter the material, to a service, which means a reusable asset. So for us, packaging is something that we reuse, around which we build a service to manage it. What we want to do is to make reuse the new standard for large-scale meal distribution. So our sector, our interest is food delivery on a large scale with big volumes. So concerning the question that we had to answer before, what is sustainable packaging? I said all of the above, but in our case, sustainable packaging is refillable packaging. It's not compostable and it's not edible. So what we do, which is our value proposition and competencies, actually what we offer is what we call a circular food delivery. So it's a B2B service that integrates physical and digital assets to ensure the management of the reuse process at 360 degrees. So we talk with companies that operate in the food sector and offer large-scale meal distribution. So imagine food distributed to schools, hospitals, companies, everything in single use. We propose our service and we say, hey, we can offer you reusable packaging instead, and also a service made of logistics, washings, and the platform and the software to manage your reusable asset, your reusable packaging, and collect data. So our goal is, of course, reduce packaging waste because we reuse it, optimize operation and costs, because these companies very often do have very traditional and obsolete business model. So nothing is optimized there. And we want to digitalize a system which is considered obsolete, because reuse normally is something that, outdated. But if you digitalize reuse, it can be really effective. So this is our team. Right now we are about 12 people and the advisors. The core team is myself and my brother, Giulio, who is my co-founder, and then Matilde, who is a key account manager. Then, since the reuse model is a really complex model, we need expertise in every vertical. So LCA to measure the impact, and we have specialists doing that, logistics, washing, and then of course coordination, etc. So we have experts on covering every vertical of our project. I would like here to present you two main projects we are working on. So we are already active in the Lombardy region in Italy. The first one is the so-called food delivery platform for Mind tenants, and now I will explain you better, which is we offer a daily food delivery for companies. So for the lunch break, you imagine employees ordering lunch break on a platform, and they do receive their meals in our reusable containers. Then they throw away, let's say, our reusable packaging in zero impact bins, and on a daily basis, we collect dirty packaging, we wash them, and then we gave the clean containers to the restaurant, ready for reuse. And then the second project is the meal distribution to schools here in the Lombardy region. So what is Mind? Mind is stands for Milano Innovation District, and is a new future-oriented district of Milan in where there was Expo in Milano. And it's like a city within a city, because it's a really huge neighborhood where a lot of companies are to co-create and cooperate under the framework of open innovation. And right now, Zero Impact is the official food delivery platform for this company that count tons of employees. And on a daily basis, these employees can order through our delivery platform, which is Zero Impact. They find different restaurants, and we deliver on a daily basis meals in reusable containers. So in just 5 months, data are really astonishing, and we achieved 80% reduction of packaging waste and CO2 emissions. So we are very happy about that. And the other project, maybe I'm even more proud of this, because we work with schools. So elementary, primary school, and secondary schools. And right now in Italy, especially, but also in France, in Spain, to my knowledge, there are these large collective caterers, which are large companies that on a daily basis deliver, of course, to children their meals. And mostly for special diets, so the meals that have to be controlled, they just use single-use packaging. We work with them, we cooperate with them, and we substitute single-use packaging with reusable packaging. And in schools, it's really very much important, because it's an opportunity for us to educate children. So, you know, when we talk about ESG, we really do have environment, but also social part. We are very active in promotion of reusable culture. Also, we work with the municipality of Milan, because it's an opportunity to go beyond the project and trying to educate children to a more future-oriented way of living, let's say. As we said before, we are one of the selected startup of EIT Food Fan Cohort 2024 in Bilbao, working on sustainable packaging. And I would say that we are one of fighting for a net zero food system, because we promote circularity within the food system through a process innovation. And our is a disruptive business model, because what we do with collective catering is really changing the way they work right now. It's not anymore producing, delivering, and throwing away, but it's a circular system. So it took a lot of time, but then it's really worth also for the impact. And what we gained participating in this program, I mean, for us, it was really awesome being one of these startups, because we learned a more effective storytelling to investors, clients, focusing on the strength of our project. We met relevant players in the food system that we wouldn't have met otherwise. Right now, we do have a better understanding of clients' needs, because we had the opportunity to meet companies' representatives. And mostly we met new people, and we were really inspired. Also, sharing challenges and frustration sometimes, because when you have a startup, I mean, nothing is there, and you really have to fight, I would say, every day. So it's really nice to understand that you're not alone, and it's very inspiring to me. So I thank you very much for your attention. I hope that yeah, it's 10:39. So thank you very much. Of course, I'm available for any question or you might have and any collaboration maybe. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Irene. So we have already finished with the presentation. Now it's time for the Q&A. So please leave your questions or comments in the chat if you have any. But we would like to start with one question. This is for Carol. The question is CSIC working with other type of recycling processes?
Yes. Well, today I presented the mechanical recycling. No, that is like the most viable, economical, and environmental. But it's not possible with all types of polymers or packaging because also some get high degraded. No, so we are other groups are focusing on enzymatic and chemical recycling. That I think is also a very good option to not lose these valuable resources.
Thank you, Carol. Celay, I think that we have another question.
Yes, I have another question for Carol. Is PLA recyclable?
Yes, I presented like we are studying the recycling of this biopolymer because between, we could say, all the biopolymers we have trying to put in the market is probably the one of the, because it's a polyester like the PET from water bottles, we think it could be recyclable. Like at the moment, no. But principally because there is no the sufficient or enough materials flows of recycling. No, but the progression in the coming years with the increasing use of this biopolymer, it will be probably an option, but of course needs also to improve many other things. No, like the separation and the recovery of these biopolymers separate from other plastics.
Okay, thank you, Carol. We have some questions. One for Irene. He says, for the schools program, do you just provide the packaging to food producers who then deliver to the schools, or do you have your own kitchens to prepare the food yourself? And do they return the packaging to you, or do you collect it?
Yeah, that's a great question because this is really our business model. So how do we work with collective caterers? So actually what we provide is, first of all, the digital platform. So we intervene in their kitchen. We do not prepare food. We intervene in their kitchen. We study their business model. And what we learned in these 3 years is that everything is on paper. They do not have digital system to optimize food preparation, delivery, meals, menus, personalization, data collection, etc. So in the first phase, we operate in the central kitchen and we gave them our software. So this is really the first advantage because it allowed them to optimize a lot of processes and it's economically sustainable. Because then the logistics, it costs more because you have to add the reverse logistics that you didn't have before. So thanks to digitalization, we also are able to offer economic and less costly projects. So this is the first things that we do. Then they do prepare the food. We do not do anything. We do provide them with reusable packaging, no matter the dimension, shape, color, everything is up to them because we do not produce the packaging neither. We do have our suppliers. And then we manage the packaging because we do have a QR code tracking system. So they know exactly that that packaging went to that school, that children at that time and has been collected by us. that day, etc. And they begin to collect data. This is something that they do not have right now, and with our system they have. So they do business as usual, but in the preparation phase, everything is digitalized, so it's more optimized. Then they deliver as exactly as they did before. And then the last step is what we do, because we collect dirty packaging, and also we provide washing service to other cutleries, etc. So they centralize washing and they cut emissions, cost for the washing machine, everything. Washing right now is not centralized. Is in every school they do have washing. Right now we collect everything. We bring it to our washing facility, which is huge. And that's the reason why another detail, it's very important for us, geography and localization. We are doing the scale up, copy pasting the model. So we have different hubs in Lombardy. We wash and then we provide stock refill, because we scan again every containers. And right now we are working to RFID because containers are too much and it's not really optimized scanning QR code. So with RFID, we know exactly that that provider needs X containers and we provide the stock refill. And so the loop begins again. This is the business model. What they pay is software license and then the fee for the service. But last detail, before working with these dinosaurs, because Collective Catering are very huge companies, we always perform an assessment as is versus to be. How much you pay right now, every cost that you are paying right now, versus how much will you pay with the zero impact. And with the companies that are working right now, they cut cost until 10% because of digitalization. So this is a balance, reusable and digitalization, that has to go together. Otherwise, reusable, it's not really effective considering costs. So I hope I answered to your question. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Irene. We have another question for you. Do plant-based foods require new forms of packaging, or sorry, this is for Carol, I think. Do plant-based food require new formats of packaging other than polymers? And if so, would you give some examples?
I would say that not only the plant-based food, no, but every food, when we plan an appropriate packaging, needs a specific packaging. I mean, like we need to study the deterioration process, that normally is oxidation or microbial growth. So we need to first to know the deterioration in order to see what we need to ask to the package, which barrier, which permeability of oxygen, or it will need some modified atmosphere packaging. So when we do all this study that is completely different from a dry food, maybe a powder or a fresh food, are completely different needs. So then when we know these needs, higher barrier or lower barrier, we plan we know which type of properties a material needs. So the challenge, I would say, not only for the plant-based foods, are to substitute what we have been using all over these years that are based on petroleum-based polymers to sustainable materials. I mean, like the options in the future would be that packaging would be recyclable or compostable or reusable. So these new type of foods are not different from the previous one, the traditional one, that need also specific conditions. So the challenge, I would say, is to find these new sustainable materials that are able to substitute and have the similar properties than the traditional polymers or multi-layered that we have been using for many years, that are composed of several polymers that in each of them give the specific property we are asking, sealability or oxygen barrier, and mechanical properties.
Thank you, Carol. And just a last question.
Yes, this is a great question too. I'm really happy to answer to this question because it's really, you know, the core and the promise that we do actually. So polluting less than before. And right now also we are in the middle of fundraising and the due diligence. It's all about this point. So we are very prepared because of course we have also in the team a specialist performing LCA, which is a life cycle assessment that compares the single-use model to the reuse model. And what we compare is that we measure CO2 emissions in every step of the process. So production, distribution, collection, washing, of course, and redistribution. It's maybe counterintuitive because reusable model has these reverse logistics that we hadn't before. But distribution, if it's done very centralized, and if the production is done with, of course, certain requirements, we do not buy containers from China. That's for sure. We do have our producer in Italy. So we are really paying attention to every vertical. And then the LCA clearly shows that after 3 or 4 reuse of the same packaging, we begin to win. Okay, and then our packaging is reused up until 300 times. Actually, we're not there yet because we had a very huge stock, just in case, who knows. And then we haven't used the same packaging up to 300 times. But once we will, then we will withdraw the packaging from the distribution, resend it to the producer, and then convert it in new packaging, except for the layer in contact with food that, due to contamination risks, can't be recycled. So, of course, we do have a very detailed and deep LCA analysis that shows that in our case, reusable model, it's better concerning CO2 emission than single use. It's not true like in general. This is not true in general because reuse has to be performed in a certain way with certain requirements. If I reuse in Milan, send to Rome and bring back to Milan and then wash in Paris, then single use is much better. Okay, so we really built a closed loop that works better than single use. And we do have this LCA that maybe in general, I would like also, I would be happy to share general details. You're welcome. Thank you for the question.
Thank you, Irene, for everything, and also to our speakers today. We have finished the Q&A session. Now, we would like to share with you another QR. Just wait some time, we are looking for it. We will share it with you in the chat. But as you may know, we are organizing the next e-breakfast. And for that, we would like to know which is your interest or which topics do you want to cover on the next session. So please, if you can share, scan the QR, you will see that you have a space to write the themes that you think that it will be more interesting for the next breakfast. We will take your opinion into account for the selection of the themes. So meanwhile, Selay, I think that we should wrap up the session.
Okay, so thank you all for attending today's breakfast. Also, a special thanks to our speakers, Irene, Jean-Michel, and Carol. for sharing your knowledge and also your insight, and also to everyone who participates in this breakfast. I will say right now what will be, because we will have another breakfast. Can you see it right now?
Yes, we can see it. Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
So we will have another breakfast the 6th of November. That the topic will be water management. So I hope you don't miss it. And also that this recording will be sent to you and also posted in Food Hive and in the expert community. Isn't it, Izaskun?
Yes. Yes, we will be sharing the recording as soon as possible. As you know, we also have our Hive platform. In the partnership group, you will find all the recording, not only for this session, also for the past session that we have done. And finally, I would like to share with you another initiative that we have been working on. Celaya, I think that you should stop sharing your screen. Okay, thank you. Can you see my screen?
No, we can see it
now. Okay, so as you know, we would like to share with you the AgriFood expert community. This is a community where all the experts are gathered. So please scan the QR if you want to know more about the community, or if you want to express your interest and register for it. And yeah, that's all. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a nice week.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank
Have
you
a
so
good
much.
day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much all.
Bye.
Bye bye.